Now, just to show you guys, you can farm a lot of tier 1 materials this way. So the weapons, the gears, and all the materials this way. So I will talk about everything. I just want to show you guys within 10 minutes on one of the islands, you can get over thousands of Guardian Stone and also, other stones. So this one, I'll summarize everything with you guys about all the methods I have used to get me to 580 very quickly within 1 to 2 days. Welcome everyone. Today we have a special guide on how to get to gear level over 580. So as we get to gear level 302, you get to tier 1. And once you get to 580, it gets much harder with tier 1. I'll make a special video about what happens after 580. So this video will be about how to get to 580 very quickly. Now over here, I prepared some quick notes as a summary of the things we're going to talk about. So there's going to be Chaos Dungeon Weekly and also Coins Weekly will start. Then we'll talk about farming on different alts, using the marketplace, farming on different islands, the cubes, and also daily quests. Those all give you upgrade materials for your gear. And if you guys don't have time, you can pick the ones you like. But I really want to share this with you guys because this really fastened my pace to 580. Now coming over to the biggest part of getting over thousands and tens of thousands materials for your, your tier 1 upgrades. And that will be the islands. So let me just show you guys some of those amazing islands over here. There's a Seniority Island, over 400 weapon and over 1,200 of the gear upgrades. And over here you can get 25 leap stones, and Geyser Island gives over 10,000, I believe 30,000 in total of the Harmony shards. So talking about those islands, it is quite difficult to know which island to run and which island to farm. And if you guys remember on my previous guide, I'll talk about Ben Lee making an amazing video about the island pathing himself. So he talked about the pathing himself. But after watching his video, I want to go a little further. I want to check all the loots of all the islands that can be farmed for my tier 1 upgrades. So I found guides like those talking about different islands and also different levelings. And eventually I came across this particular guide. So I do want to say a big thank you to Mello over here for making this island guide. So how is it useful is that if you come over here to the guides, it's better than the websites I found, other things I found. This one, he actually shows you everything. And this is a big help because if you're looking for Harmony shards, you can look to how to go to this island. And just keep in mind guys, if you do go to the Glacier Island, you do have to finish the quest line in Ascertain to get the Pytos NPC to give you the quest. Then you can do this one. This one's a little tricky. And there's a part that you have to go to the waterfall, and I do recommend you guys have a look at some of the imagery that is shared here. So one of the quest icons was a little different. So what I mean by the island is, here he outlined all the islands that you can farm for your tier 1 materials. Those are amazing, and some of those are really easy. Some of those, like I showed you guys in the video, within 10 minutes, you get over thousands of those materials. And here, not only that, he outlines the time it takes for those islands. And this is great. So this is definitely where you want to start if you're progressing with your main account. Over 10,000 Harmony shards, over 2,000 of the armor shards. Those are the untradeable ones you want to farm first. And those will give you amazing head start and fasten your way to 580, about 540 very quickly. So I do recommend coming over to this one, which I'll tag to you guys. And big thank you to Melo over here for making this one. So start with your islands and also farm tons of materials over here. And everything's listed, all the islands you want. And after that, engravings, tier 2, everything is listed over here. Now, because I'm already at the dock, so let's go with the dock with the weekly Pyro coins. So a friend of mine told me you can exchange some of the boxes you have, like the ones over here, the high sea coins, and you do want to exchange for the sun coins to get the most Pyro coins. After exchanging, you can come over here to the special exchange materials. And over here, each week, you can exchange the upgrade materials for your tier 1 gear. And make sure you guys get those because they do reset every week, and we only have 3 days left for this week. So you can exchange a bunch of those over here each week. After that, make sure you also finish all the weekly Chaos Dungeon. So what happens in here is after your 2 daily Chaos Dungeon, your further gains will be coming with the shards. And those shards, the blue ones, are more important. And you can exchange everything over here with the Chaos Exchange. And I do recommend doing this because it takes about 2 hours to finish this entire thing. And this reward does reset weekly as well. So make sure you maximize on those weekly rewards. And just on the topic of farming Chaos Dungeons, as you farm those for 2 or 3 hours for the weekly ones, you can also come across one of those old golden dungeons. And in the golden dungeons, if you don't have any rounds left, what you'll get is, instead of getting your gold over here, you'll actually get the special rate up material. So you'll actually be looting the Star's Breath over here, and they do drop one of those, and those do sell for at least 20 gold in auction house, and those will be very useful to get your gears to higher levels, because after level 13 the rates are ridiculous. So those are little bonus as you farm the chaos. Now on the topic of weekly farms, what I also did is I actually made multiple alts. As you can see over here, I have made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I made 5 alts. So one of them was using the past, the other ones were using knowledge transfer. Where did I get all the gold from is actually I sold the chaos material from those alts. And if you guys do have the spare gold, I do recommend knowledge transfer some of the alts you do plan to play in the future. And over here you can see I'm just farming with my alt. And each of the alt account, I only do the chaos dungeons. It takes about 10 minutes each day per account, and you do make a lot of materials and a lot of gold. I'll show you guys as well. So over here you can see the common storage that I used to share. Just with 3 alts, I get about 300 of the weapon ores and over thousands of the gear ores. I do recommend making alts if you do have the time and also the spare gold. This is not a must-have, but this does add up to what you get each day, and with more alts you get more of those. And currently those shards are selling for quite a bit in the auction house, which we'll talk about very soon. So in terms of buying those from the auction house, it costs a lot of gold, and if you can supply those, then you can somehow exchange those for gold and buy the materials you need, and that is going to be very important to get beyond 580. Now one of the things I do with my alts is after I have been making those alts and farming those materials, what I do is I also try to sell some of those bundles. Let's say if currently I'm short on a certain upgrade material, I'll sell the excess ones or the ones I don't need in the auction house. We'll make a special video on how to price those and how to do those correctly so you don't lose out in value, and also you make tons of gold. And that video will be coming soon because my voice is still dead and I'm still trying to catch up with all the guide videos. So I just want to show you guys over here. So over here you can see me selling a lot of different things, and oh, those are the prisoners are free. So I want to show you guys, where did they go? So yeah, you can see here I've been selling a lot of things and buying a lot of things, and some of those makes a lot of gold. We'll talk about how to make over 500 to 1000 gold each day with your alts very soon on the next video. Now coming over to other ways to farm more tier 1 materials, and there's 2 of those left we want to talk about. So the daily quest, I'm sure you guys know the daily quest, I'm sure you guys have done it. I do recommend doing the daily quest for the harmony shards and also for the harmony lipstone. Do the ones that need the most. Initially I was doing the lipstone, and then I have too much lipstone, so I was doing the harmony shard. Now there are some tricky ones. I can make a video on the Uda's daily quest, but I don't think I need to. So make sure you do the daily ones for some additional rewards for your upgrades. And finally, I do want to talk to you guys about the cube. Most of you might have farmed into one of those blue cube entries, and I joined this one with one of my friends. This is the first time we did it, and the cube is actually quite interesting. So it's a system that you go into the dungeon, and depending how risky and how strong you are, you get random buffs. Some of those buffs will give you increased damage, some of those buffs will increase the damage you take, some of those buffs heals your team. You have limited potions, and it is a risky factor because you can loot the box and you can vote to stop. If your whole team loses, you don't get any loots. And if your whole team dies, if one of you dies, you'll revive after the stage. Now if you keep progressing the stage, eventually you'll come to the final stage, and trust me, this one is not easy. So we were lucky on the first go to get to the final stage and finish it to get the special loot boxes. So over here I just want to show you guys the loots coming from this box. So I have gotten, I think I got about, how many did I get? So let me look. So here I started on 15 of the Star Breath. Looking at my mouth over here. So I got 25 Star Breath over here. And those is essential to go further beyond 580. So this is a little advanced I want to share with you guys now. We'll talk about this more later, about going beyond 580. Or even going from 560 of your character progression to 580. Because we'll make a video on this as well. How to get a gear to plus 15. Oh boy guys, to get this weapon to plus 15, I spent over 5,000 gold probably in value. So I'll explain to you guys what is the best rates, what are the best ways to get beyond 560 and 580. So, you know, if you guys are stocking up on those, I do recommend stocking up on those. The start spreads are very important to go beyond item plus 13. And trust me guys, you're gonna need it very soon. So I think that concludes my faster way to go from 302 or 360 or 400 to 560. So the island is definitely a big one. After that, you want to do your dailies, and after doing your dailies, you might want to do your weeklies for the coins and also the pirate exchange. And then farming on alts weekly is very good if you have the time and the spare gold to do the knowledge transfer to get them to level 50 quickly. And finally, you do want to do the cube. So with those tricks and also with those guides, especially Island Guide, I was able to get to 580 within 2 days after getting to 460. So this is amazing. I want to share with you guys. The next part is getting to tier 2 to 600. Before that, I'll make an auction house guide on how to make over thousands of gold a day, close to that, and also I'll make a guide of how to get items to 15. This is so important, guys. I can't stress enough.